Vague refers to something that is unclear or imprecise in its meaning or intention. Inconsistent, on the other hand, refers to something that does not remain the same or is not uniform in its behavior or quality.
Yeah.
Wait, did Kwanzaa start today?
No. Boxing Day, 26.
Canada?
I don't know what happens
Dang,
in Canada.
Hanukkah and Kwanzaa are the same day?
Well,
At least they let the
This
white
year.
man's
Hanukkah's
holiday
not-
go first.
Hanukkah's not just one day, dummy.
It starts, though.
It starts, though. When does it start?
Actually, the evening of the 25th, but the first full day is the 20th.
26. Yeah, Boxing Day, if you're a Brit. Hi, Brit fans.
We're Canadian.
Oh, they have Boxing Day in Canada?
I thought that's where they celebrated it.
Oh, I thought
Hey,
it was
British.
England.
Hey,
No way, you hoser. What's that
Hey.
all about?
Want to go get some poutine, buddy?
Oh, man. Oh, wait. That's not what you meant.
super excited that neither holiday falls on a Sunday, so we'll be able to get in both podcasts with no trouble.
Man, I don't know about y'all, but like everybody got tomorrow off almost. Like, no, let me take it back. Let me count. Half the people in my office are off tomorrow. I mean,
like
you
it.
can't blame them. You get three. We already have Tuesday, Wednesday off, so that'd be
Yeah.
kind of stupid. Like, go out of town or something. If you're going out of town, you're definitely taking Monday off.
Yeah, for sure. Probably
If
took
I ever
Friday
be-
off, too.
If I ever become president, I am definitely moving Christmas to like the last Friday of December. Like,
So you can't just change Jesus' birthday. He's
yes,
not.
you can, because it's not his fucking birthday. Like,
You don't know that. You don't know that. We don't. None of us know that. Where's my Doctor Who fans?
like
Tell
our
us what's really going on.
presidential day. Like,
Yeah. Well, that just
Back
combines two birthdays.
well, don't you remember back when we were kids, we would get Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday off,
This is
and
true.
then they're just like, nah, let's just do one day. No. And that, like, 4th of July, fuck that. We're renaming it to Independence Day, and it's the first Friday of July. Like,
I could
Halloween, last Friday in October. Like, like none of these, there's none that are, like, hard-coded to, like, they have to be on this specific day, right?
Duke's
Hey,
a
maybe
fan
sometime-
of observed. after all
Jesus'
his holidays.
birthday does. Come on now. / my mom's birthday. Come on, y'all.
Oh, but then your mom wouldn't have to share a birthday with Jesus anymore. Because we would have Jesus' birthday observed.
Jesus wouldn't have to share a birthday with my mom, you mean?
There you go. Exactly.
Wait,
we could have
my-
two separate ones. We could have.
Wait, is your
We
mom
could have
older
some-
than Jesus?
No, my mom's attitude, though, Jesus don't want to mess with her.
Jesus will be the first one to sign, yes, Christmas observed. Thank you, President Duke.
I will now appoint you to the Supreme Court.
So how long have you had that Raiders Christmas hat, Jack? Is that a today thing?
The wife had one
Oh, okay.
at least the last couple years, but then I got this one when I was doing shopping on Friday.
Did you buy that shirt that you sent earlier?
No, sir.
I
Lou was
have-
probably sleeping.
Probably. That.
It wasn't until I saw your post on Instagram, because I think it was like, I wasn't like paying super close attention. Then I saw you post on Instagram and I was like, I get it now. That's some Disney shit right there. That's some like, hey guys, it's all one universe now.
Speaking of Disney, kinda, because I saw this like 10, 15 minutes ago while I was finishing my laundry. Mufasa didn't do as well as they thought it was going to, but Sonic actually kind of blew it out of the water. Most people expected Mufasa to do well internationally and Sonic to do well domestically, and that's kind of how it's.
Yeah. I mean,
It was
if
like-
I had the choice, I'd go see Sonic first.
I'm saying I'm okay watching both, but I'm in no hurry to watch Mufasa. But I kind of want to
I'll
watch
see
Sonic.
both. That's my boy Lin-Manuel did the songs for it, so. But it also has Beyonce in it, so.
Oh, party like a Diddy party. Let's see
Hey,
what else. I think I'm going to see something.
Michael Che said last night on Saturday Night Live that he knows that Jay-Z and Beyonce are clear because he was at all those parties with Diddy and he never once saw Jay-Z or
Okay, well, there you have it. Now you know everything is good.
damn.
Although
they
I
did.
am, you guys do it Tuesday. There's like no discount on Tuesday, Christmas Eve, for Cinemark.
I don't know.
That's
I
not
work,
surprising.
so I don't fucking know.
There hasn't been one for a couple weeks in my neck of the woods.
No, they stopped doing $5 movies at the end of the year.
Well,
I don't
because now people are taking time off, all that kind of stuff. So that was my assumption. Because I think we were going to go see Gladiator 2 a couple weeks ago, and it was like, wait, where's the value?
Full
Where's
price.
the value ticket? And there was like no value
I'm
ticket.
not paying for this.
I was doing that earlier to watch because we're gonna go watch that Bob Dylan movie on Tuesday, and I was like, "Where's the hell is the discount?" I was like, I have 4 credits left, so not a big deal. I'll use a couple of them for this, but I was like, "Where the hell is my discount?"
Still got to get your 9 movies in, right? Did you get them in?
I'm down to 2 left, so it'll be 1 left after Tuesday.
Nice. Yeah.
So I've got 10 days to watch a movie.
The big one had her birthday observed on Friday. So they went and saw Wicked again. So I only have 2 tickets. And I already bought tickets for Sonic for Friday. So
Did they have a family pass for that? That seems kind of silly that one person, I don't know. I guess. It's like you got to have 4 different for all 4 of y'all.
yeah,
I mean,
because
can
you
I
feel
pay
better?
more?
Right? Do you want to be on my Cinemark Platinum, Lou?
No, I have mine. It's just I'm just thinking about you. I'm thinking about your situation because you only get one of those tickets. Although I guess the additional tickets you buy are the same price.
Exactly. Yeah.
So it kind
And
of
then the
plays
discounts on the concessions and stuff.
Yeah, I guess you can always have everybody put the app on their phone. So if they're not,
Well,
if they're
that's
there
what they
without
did
you.
because I didn't go to see Wicked the second time.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. So it was my wife, oldest, and her 2 BFFs.
Okay, cool. Was that wife's first time watching it?
No. She's been wanting
okay.
to see it the second time since she saw it the first time.
Remember y'all talking about going to see it the first time? Huh.
We
It's on
did.
my
We
list,
talked about
too.
it on the pod. Yeah.
So was it because
We probably did.
it was just all girls? Is that why you didn't go, Jack?
No, somebody had to watch the little one. When the big one has her friends over, the little one's like, "Oh, pay attention to me. Pay attention to me. You're my friends now."
So between you perving out on all of them and her being like, pay attention to me, like you guys
Basically,
are
yeah.
usually the ones sent home. Like, Jack, go to the other end of the house.
Don't you have a casita to hang out in?
Why do you have a telescope in your casita, Jack? It's not even facing the sky.
That's not the moons I'm looking for.
Shit. The next 5 to 7 years is going to be funny about making Jack a pervert to his kids' friends.
I mean, nah, just to the next 3 to 4 years because they'll be legal after.
Yeah,
This is
fair.
true. They did all just turn 14.
Yeah, so they don't have to worry about it.
You're too late.
Christmas 28, y'all. Christmas 28. That's where it's at.
Loses all of its allure after 18.
Yeah, then it's like, oh, they're illegal. Next set of jokes. Moving on.
Right. Call me Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, you can mess around with them for 7 more years after that. That's it. That's all you get. 25.
I actually haven't seen Wicked yet, but
25. Oh man, you're missing out.
It's really good.
I just haven't had the time. Like I've just been like,
Or the Tightwad Tuesday.
yeah. Between the tight, like it's like for me, I'm at a point where I'm like, it's going to be out on digital before you know it. Like I'm not gonna.
That's fair.
Like why go spend $15 when I can download it and in a month.
But download it for like in I don't know,
he's downloading it like this.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
Out in the open seas. You're out in the open seas.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
International waters, my friend.
I hear that. I ain't gonna lie. If I had the skills, I'd do it too. But you know what?
Yeah.
I take that back. I would do it for some of them. Some of them, I'm okay giving you my $1.
Yeah, and again, I pay for YouTube TV. Like it's not like I'm sitting here just on the open seas for everything. And I go see a fair amount of movies every year. It's not like I'm not going to the movies.
Oh yeah, you do. You were for a while there. You're going like every Tuesday. If not every other Tuesday.
Well, and once the Tightwad Tuesday kicks back in, I'll probably we're going to go see the Bob Dylan movie. So I'll be interested to see what you think of it, Lou. I mean, the trailers all make it look really good, but
there's a who?
Oompa Loompas. Maybe a sandworm.
This guy. It took me a second to realize it was him actually starring in this movie.
Yeah,
I was
right.
like, it kind of looks like him, but then they put up the name. I was like, oh, okay, it is him.
Cool. It's 100% Oscar bait.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Just like that September 5th one or whatever it's called. Because they released that in a few theaters just to get it out there
Yeah, just
before the
so they
national
can say
release.
it had the release before the deadline.
Just so it can be nominated. It's like, whatever. I mean, just so you know, I'm watching it Tuesday. I don't know if I'm going to watch it a second time, so you're going to get the critical version first. Oh, hell yeah.
Yep.
I'm more interested in the soundtrack than I am the movie so far, because the movie obviously they gives away a lot, but not enough that I care about yet.
You think it gives away a lot.
You think, really? You can just watch that trailer and okay.
You think?
Okay. You can see all. They give away too much. I'm throwing my 5 down on Brainiac. So just saying.
Put down on Brainiac.
Nathan Fillion. I'm like, bruh, is this Uncle Fester?
Dude, Guy Gardner as Green Lantern, his haircut in the comics is garbage. So it looks all right.
Yeah. So I'm like, I guess it's comic accurate.
Yeah, right? Yeah. It's so bad. It's so bad. I'm all like, Mark Davis, the owner of the Raiders, is in this movie?
How did he get into the DCU? What's going on here?
How the hell that happened?
He was a hair consultant for...
You're right. It's like, hey, okay, guys, what do they call? It's not casting, so it's, I don't know, art department, whatever. It's like, this guy, here's a picture of Mark Davis.
Hair and makeup.
We need him to look like this.
Do this guy. Yeah.
Well, there's so many. I didn't realize there's gonna be so many in this between Superman and Crypto and Green Lantern and Hawk Girl and Mr. Terrific. Right?
Like, okay.
Ultraman, random. Obviously Lex, and like I said, I'm guessing Brainiac.
Oh, for sure.
That kaiju, whatever the hell that thing is. Mm-hmm. I'm curious. I mean, it looks good. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm definitely was on board with Henry Cavill Superman. I didn't mind the Man of Steel. I would have been fine with him to continue. I would have preferred him to get a sequel of some kind, but it would never happen.
He did. He got Superman, Batman versus Superman.
No, he did not. That is not a him sequel. Yeah, he did not get that.
That goes into the same vault as Rise of Skywalker. We never talk about it again. Martha.
But it was okay. It was okay. I mean, it looks good. I'm like, okay. It was a longer teaser trailer. It was an actual 2-minute teaser, which is usually like 30, 45 seconds. No, this was a proper with only one line of dialogue.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many people are going to freak out over the Superdog.
None better. It was adorable.
I know. And he's been around until they phased him out in the 80s. He was around for a while. Yeah. It's just wondering how many people are like, wait, what is this crap? And they're not going to know. So
soon they will.
The fans know. So that's all.
Crypto around and find out.
Oh snap! This guy. That was actually pretty good. I like that one. But yeah, the soundtrack, playing that guitar, dropping a key. Oh, holy crap! That sounded so good.
Yeah, I had my closed captioning on when I was watching, when I started it up, and all of a sudden it was like John Williams score, and I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay.
James Gunn does very good in the soundtrack department.
For real.
He always Guardians, Suicide Squad, and even I told you guys I started watching Creature Commandos.
Oh yeah.
Which has actually been very entertaining. And he has some bangers on that show too.
I would imagine so, because it's canon for the universe that he's creating.
Yeah,
and they even have some of the actors' voices are going to act their roles in live action. Well, I was like, all right, cool.
That was part of the edict that they had passed down, was that once they hire an actor to play a role, that role, regardless of medium, will be the same actor,
as it should be.
Yeah,
so that's one of their. I think that's one of their goals. So if they're in a video game, it'll be that guy. If it's a TV movie or a comic book series, done. Like anywhere that voice is going to be required, that's going to be the same.
You know what? And the actors probably don't mind either. It's paychecks,
right?
So it works for them.
Just don't AI me.
I'm solid. I mean, like I said, let's go. I can't remember who's next, and I forgot Supergirl's in this movie too.
But Gunn's also proven that he can take a large cast of characters. Because usually I'd be nervous. Like if this was the first movie and they're introducing so many characters, if it wasn't like James Gunn, who has proven that he can take a large cast of characters and make it work, in multiple, Suicide Squad.
Guardians.
Yeah, Guardians multiple times with multiple configurations of Guardians, even,
Mm-hmm.
And with convincing bad guys, right? Like, so I normally a trailer like that where I would feel like it would be maybe overloaded with introducing too many characters. I have faith that he'll do them justice.
He's in a league of his own.
Yeah.
There's no crying in superhero movies.
So, so it looks good. What do we want to talk about tonight?
I want to talk about how Jack got his ass handed to him in fantasy football today. Holy shit. He was projected to win.
No, it was supposed to be a close. I was supposed to.
It was like 51-49. It was 51-49. Yeah. It was crazy percentage. He was supposed to win barely, and then I know she made some changes, and it dropped to 50-50. Mm-hmm. And then, damn, I think you lost by 60. Jalen got a concussion.
Out.
Even then, you lost by 60, dog. Mm-hmm. 60.
Yeah.
At one point, I was projected to lose by 30 to your misses. I ended up coming back winning by 10. That was unheard of.
That was crazy too.
Yeah. Even Duke won his match in the consolation bracket.
Right.
I think.
All right, cool. Once
stomped.
I wasn't going to win any money, I just stopped paying attention.
It was
you were never
going to
win any money. There was no money in this league. You were never ever
going to. Okay, so I stopped paying attention 16 weeks.
Like week 1. Shit.
The one league that I did actually make it to the playoffs. I was in 4th. For some reason, the way it was set up, and I don't know if this was just the way it worked or how ESPN does it, but they actually do over 2 weeks, they consolidate the scores. So the top 4 teams make it, but then it's last week and this week's scores combined. And I was looking at the scores, and so I was facing the second place team because I was in 4th, and I lost to her 37-300 over the course of the 2 weeks. The 1st and 4th place team were playing each other, and they won. The guy in 1st place, 124-171. Like the two of us, had we played anybody else in the league, we would have stomped the shit out of them.
Yeah. Oh my god.
But I was just like, of course, I run into the fucking buzzsaw, the one person in the entire league that can beat me, and I have to play her, right?
That was semifinals then?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got a 3rd place match next week.
Yeah, I'll be playing 3rd place. So
how's your?
It's next week. It's next week and the week after. So 16 and 17.
Oh my God. No, 17 and 18.
17 and 18. Yeah, sorry.
How's your that league with the Shield script going? You still doing good in that one?
No, I have a couple off weeks. I am currently in 11th out of 48.
Womp womp.
Yep. So
that's still not bad. Top quarter.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
it's
getting
not
like
getting
5.
The prize he wanted. Though.
No, it is not.
I'm getting like, where am I at? Let's see. I am 122 and 103. So I'm still positive. Like, had I been doing this for money, I would be plus money at this point. But the guy that's number 1 is 132 and 93. So he would have to really do shit over the next couple weeks, and I'd have to really be impeccable in my picks to overcome him. There's like a 10-game difference.
This is with the spread?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And I didn't even realize that halfway through the season. Like, I was just picking, and then all of a sudden I was like, I looked at it, and I was like, wait, I should have won that game. And I was like, no.
See,
to be honest with you, I think to be honest, I think that was my downfall. If I would have never known it was against the spread, I'd still be doing good. But now I'm taking that into account when I'm making my picks. So it's like, I should have just been playing Moneyline the whole time and not paying attention.
You got a guy from Vegas sitting there on the screen with you. You can reach out for some pick'em help.
There you go.
You know, Jack's a hustler when it comes to the football betting. Come on.
What are you hearing?
Push me down to the Gold Coast.
Man, I think of my 5 leagues, I made the semis in all 5, and I think I won 1 in our league actually, lost 2 for certain, and I'm still alive in the other 2. Now the other 2, one of them pretty much it's a long shot, but the highest paying one I'm in, the $200 a person league, I need 3.5 points between Josh Jacobs and Kendra Miller. His team's already done, and I'm down by 3.5. So I like my chances. to make the finals in that one.
And is it a winner take all?
No, it's like first place is 1,200, and so I think second place is 800 or something like that, and then whatever the rest of it. So do all right. I mean, hell, that'll help pay for some of my shit to Japan. I mean, like I said, as long as I can get those 4 points, and I'm guaranteed it, obviously at least second place. So not bad for my first time. This is the one Bill had me jump in. They were short a person, nice. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. So and now here I am, a few points away from the finals. So that's kind of cool. The other ones, I got it handed to me in Bill's league. He beat me in the semis like by 50 or something like that. Dang. And then in a different league, I lost by 30. Well, some Boulder league, some of my Magic friends. I lost by 30 in one and 20 in the other, or probably will lose by 20. I still have a chance, but I would need like Green Bay's defense to go off, like shut out, 4 turnovers, 2 touchdowns, something like that.
Negative yards on every play,
bruh. It would have to go crazy. That's why I'm all like, that one's probably a loss. But I still have a chance in the one that, obviously the one that I'd want to win, the one that's the highest payout. So,
oh yeah,
and then even then, I still have a chance for third place next week. So I'm still in it to try to salvage some bucks for this year. So not too bad.
But you know what that means? Football's almost over.
That's always the saddest moment. Super Bowl's over, and it's like, man, now I gotta wait for the draft. That reminds me, didn't the Raiders win today?
Ugh.
Helping me with my look at that. Detour is going to the Giants.
Right? And then they'll trade him to the Raiders anyways.
You know, if he wanted to go to the Raiders, and he's going to pull an Eli Manning 2004 Chargers Giants bullshit. The Giants, because there's decent enough pick 2 quarterbacks there, the Giants could get some shit from the Raiders for this. Obviously, you switch picks, and then you get something else out of it. It's like, okay, we'll take Max Crosby and your pick switch. That's no problem. Max Crosby over and being Giant. Jack would like that.
I don't know. He's broken now.
Now, that means he's going to come back healthier, stronger, $6 million man. You're going to get that surgery, come back a robot. We're going to be great.
Get some stem cells in him.
Bionic Max. But yeah, I can't imagine Giants winning another game. So
no, I was looking at their schedule. I'm like, no, they're done.
Yeah, they're done for. So
yeah,
Raiders. I was like, I mean, they were behind the Giants anyway, even though they both had the same record. So yeah, number 1 pick's probably going to the Giants. You are on the clock. Raiders looks like you might be number 2. There's so many teams with 3 wins. Shit,
right? I don't know. I don't see us winning anymore either. So I don't know.
Let's see. You got the Chargers the last game,
we had
and the Saints next week.
Yeah, and then Chargers.
Oh, you might beat the Saints. Saints got a backup quarterback, remember? Unless Carr comes back next week. If Carr comes back next week, then yeah, I expect y'all to lose that one. But if Carr's out, Spencer Rattler, I can't imagine him. I mean, that's probably partly why I picked up Kendra Miller, because I figured with Kamara out with his groin injury, they're going to want to run the ball, hand it off to somebody, and that left Miller. So we'll see. I know my luck. I'll get that fucking... I'm not even going to put it in the universe tonight. On the bright side, I still got Josh Jacobs to help out, though. Wait, wasn't he a Raider too?
Yep. Show was.
Raiders gonna help me out. I still haven't seen Skeleton Crew second go around, so it's still not
hating.
So it's still not good. It's not. No, you know what though? I did think about it. I was thinking about. I didn't watch the episode, but I thought about the episode the last couple of days. Well, probably since Friday, Thursday, whatever. And it was like, all right, it's fine, but I'm just bored with it. Is all. I like that there's a story. It's just that it's just slow getting.
It's just not speaking to you.
Not at all. It's just like, okay, because I'm super curious about what the hell's happening. But getting there, it's like, okay, this happened. None of that was relevant until you take 5 minutes of the show was all that was relevant for me. Now, for everybody else, it was like, this is cool. These kids are doing this, and Neil is that, and you know, Duke's boo. I mean, with the nice hair, it's so good. It's just so not for me because it's slow. Like, is there a way to speed up the pace of what's happening? And I don't know that there is. That's the problem.
Yeah,
I don't know that they can do it.
You click on the little gear and you change the speed from 1 to 1.25, and then it goes much faster.
Man, well, can you do that on when I'm on Disney
I don't know
Plus,
if you
and
can do it
when
on
I'm on the
Disney
Xbox,
Plus.
I was like, yeah, if I'm on the Xbox, I know I love doing that on podcasts. Don't get me wrong. I put that on 1.5. I mean, it's like I'm listening to my mom talk, so it's fine. I just put it on 1.5. We're good to go.
Yeah, if I see a video, it's going to be like 45 minutes. I'm like, 1.25. And then depending on how much interaction or how much conversation is happening, it was just somebody giving narration, I'll be like 1.5. But
yeah, when I listen to the Bronco Hate Radio, I put it on 1.5. A lot of times though, that's because oh my god, those dudes on radio speak so slowly. I guess they're trying to fill in space and time, and I get it. But I'm just like, when I put it on 1.5, it sounds like normal speed because they're so slow. And with the Broncos losing on Thursday, I was able to listen, so that was great. As soon as that game was over, I went right to the post game. I'm like, I can finally listen again. And then we got Cincinnati next week. I was like, please, Cincinnati, whoop that ass. So I want to listen to the post game again on Saturday. Man. But yeah, so again, I'm really not. It's not that I'm hating the show. It's just too slow for me. It's like, okay, we got this. I was at no time in this episode was I concerned about any kind of battle because, like you said, they're not going to kill kids. That's like a Simpsons thing. And it's like, all right, cool. So when do we get to the part where they go to the spire or wherever the hell they were going to? That what do they call it? That fallen the library, whatever they called it.
Yeah. Security
like,
tower.
Yeah, it's like
it's a security tower.
It's like okay, so we know they're going to get there. Can we get to the part where they? So I'm just sitting there, just watching this play out, waiting for them to get to the part where they get to make it over there. It's like okay, they made it over there. Again, no consequences. I wasn't expecting it. It was like, man, they should have had a fifth kid, killed one off early on. That way we knew something could happen. But now we know nothing can happen to him. So.
Well, I think
nothing was ever going to happen to them. I don't understand why you don't get that.
See, I don't understand why, though. Okay, if nothing's ever going to happen to them, why put them in any kind of a scenario that's quote-unquote dangerous? Why? If nothing can happen.
Have you ever watched a movie ever?
No.
Obviously.
Yeah, I don't like to watch movies. That's not my thing.
Obviously. You go watch Spider-Man, you think something's going to happen to him?
Yes. And something did. He got his ass beat. You watch a couple Spider-Mans, he got beat down, all this shit happened.
But
nothing
does he
happened
not
to these
come
kids.
back and win? Okay,
that's kids, fine. I'm okay with that. Did something happen to the kids at least? No. Let something happen to them and then come back and win.
They're not home. They were kidnapped by these people who were going to keep them if John didn't trade them for the fucking Eopies.
Okay, at any point did you think that was going to actually happen?
At any point did you think Spider-Man was not going to come back and beat Venom at the end of the movie?
That's not the same thing.
How is it not the same?
That's not the same. We're talking about stuff that happened to them. Spider-Man got beat down. Did these kids get beat down? If you want to do a comparison, let's line it up. Did the kids get beat down? Did anything happen?
No.
All right, then. That's not the same thing.
They are kidnapped. There is something happening to them.
Spider-Man got kidnapped by Venom, I suppose.
I'm not defending the Acolyte here, but I will say that the Acolyte... Wait, hang on, hear me out. The Acolyte had no problem ending people to create consequences.
That's a good point.
So they
None of them.
That kid.
They introduced Three-Hole Punch Girl. They introduced... what was the other guy? The guy with the
one with no
cleaner.
shirt on?
The guy with the steam cleaner who got...
Jord?
He got his head snapped?
Jord.
Yeah, so they introduce Jord. They introduce characters that you're like he seems cool, she seems cool, and then nope, done, bye. So they're at least,
and she was a teenager. She was a kid,
right? So at least there were
allegedly.
Consequences.
We don't know how old she was.
Allegedly,
you know how old she is. Like they can kill Grogu. That man's 50.
Yeah, but Grogu's 50, though. Yeah, he's like 55 now. So that's okay.
My point is the difference was at least Acolyte set the stage that anybody could be sacrificed, right? Like characters that they introduced and gave a small backstory to. But this show, there's no...
All of them were.
But there's no concern that anything's going to happen to the kids outside of...
It's because it's that kind of show, though.
Right.
You're watching a show where the protagonists are children.
All I'm doing is saying that Star Wars does have the ability to create consequences and to set up stakes for main characters in the show.
Right.
They're just choosing
so far as them going, they've been able to get out of everything very easily. There has not, and I think that's Lou's point, is there hasn't been anything that's a challenge that the episode ends and you think, shit, how are they going to get out of this?
Yeah, not
There's
one.
no,
It's like,
there's no, even them being with the tribe. Like, you knew at the end of the episode, and if it wasn't at the end of that episode, the end of the next episode, they weren't going to be with the tribe anymore. Like, so there was no consequences from what they are doing, right? Like,
I would have preferred a cliffhanger where they're like, oh shit, what's going to happen to them? We didn't even get that.
You hear like the drum beats or something like that, and then the smoke starts to come away. Maybe you even see Jude Law come through the smoke, but he has like a pike in his hand or something, and you think, oh shit, like,
is he turned against them or what? Yeah.
Like, what did he get a better offer from the other side that now, you know, like, because what does he have to gain from them? Because they don't know where Ad-Atten is, obviously. He's getting more information from the droid than he is from the kids. So, to me, the bigger, like you were saying, Lou, the build-up, having the cliffhanger of, which side, like, because we're still not clear on what side he's on, right? Like, I mean, he's on his own side, obviously. But the fact that he came and was like, oh, I saved the kids, now, you know, but there was no build-up to that. Like, what made him go, oh, I'm going to help the kids?
Okay, well, then what's the point of the show?
No.
Are we not worried about them ever getting back to Ad-Atten? Or do we know they're going to get back?
Well, we know they're going to. Yeah, okay. We know they're going to.
Then why make the show?
No. But my point is that the structure could have at least given you some anticipation, right? But every episode that's ended so far has ended with a bow, right? That they're like, oh, okay, like, everything's fine. Even you could even said, okay, Jude Law did his thing, brought the Eopies. They're in the tower. The droid Smee goes crazy and builds up. Cut to black. Oh shit!
Yeah,
right.
That would have been a better ending.
Right. So to me, it's like I think the problem, and I think that was also the problem with that. One of the problems with Acolyte was that there was never any cliffhanger at the end of the episode that made you go, ooh, I'm excited to see what happens next, right? Because at this point, we're going back to the ship to get back on the ship, and we don't know. I guess Smee. Now we're going to interrogate Smee again. Like, where else are we going with the scoring? You know what I'm saying?
He knows where Atten is.
But my point is that now so now they had to turn the droid off because the droid went psycho. Cool. Okay, so then they end the episode with Neil. with Neil passing out because he did a heroic thing. That's cool, but like, there's nothing. I'm not anticipating anything for next week. There was no setup for what the next step is going to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like it'll be the next thing, whatever the thing is. They'll be fine, and it's like another step closer to them getting back home. Like, I don't even care about them getting back home. I care about why that planet is hidden. That's what I care about.
And so far, that's been kind of a very minor part of the story. And so I think, you know, if you want to bring Lou and me into the fold and not make Lou watch the episode twice a week. Actually, maybe that's Disney's point, because now they're getting 2 views out of you, Lou.
For real.
But the point is that I think it could be structured better to build. You know, if you want to do Goonies, you want to do, you know, old Spielberg movies, there was that anticipation. There's E.T. getting taken out of the tube and touching hands with Elliot, you know, with both of them being, you know, on stretchers, being stretchered out to go get, you know, analyzed and dissected by NASA, right? Like, there's stuff that happens throughout. There's them riding the bikes down, getting away from all the bad guys, and what's going to happen when they get to this big roadblock at the end, right? Like, you know, so there's cliffhangers and then there's resolutions, and we're not really getting that with this series. It's like we're getting mini cliffhangers, but they're resolving them immediately, and we're moving right on to the next thing. There's no anticipation, at least from my perspective, of what's going to happen next week.
And like I feel these kids.
Well, and like I said,
I want to know the story. I want to know why the planet was hidden. Obviously, they're going to make it back home. And if they don't make it back home, it'll be because it's set up in some future Disney movie that they'll figure out in Mandalorian and Grogu or some crap like that, just to get you to watch it that way. But it's like, okay, don't care about the kids. I care, but like I said, the reason why the third episode was good, because they were talking about there's more hidden planets and all this stuff. Okay, that now you've got my attention. What's going on with that? What's that story? But these kids themselves, like, okay, yeah.
But I just provided 2 points, to me at least, while I was watching the episode, that if you would have cut to a black screen, I would have been anticipating the next episode. I'm like, okay, well, what's going to happen? What magic thing is going to happen when the episode opens to allow the story to continue? Because you've reached a point at the end of this episode that, okay, well, what's next? Right? Because there's nothing, but I'm not anticipating it. I'm just like, okay, you've completed all the threads that we've, the warring factions, the droid, the building, like you've resolved all of those threads already. It's like there's nothing for me to anticipate happening next week. And to me, that...
So they've also said this is more aimed at kids, right? Because it's kid protagonists.
Sure.
Do kid shows have cliffhangers, or does it everything end pretty bow? Move on to the next episode.
Don't watch.
I think you could. I think you can do both. I think you can do. And again, you say, okay, I'm going to pitch it to kids. Cool, but to me, we've seen. I think between the three of us, we've seen enough TV shows, cartoons, TV shows, movies, all of that kind of stuff in our lifetime to know that you can structure it to make it appealing to both adults and kids. And so if you say you want this to just be a young Jedi adventures, cool. That's great. Then I can put my head into that headspace. But if you're including Jude Law and you're promoting it as like a general Star Wars series, right? This is their series right now. So to me, it's like it should be being made. There should be elements for everybody, right? It's the watching the Simpsons episode when you're 8 years old versus when you're 28 years old, right? When you're watching it and when you were 8 years old, there were things that you got out of it that you would never understand until you were 28. And then vice versa. And so that's why a show like The Simpsons can be so successful, is that there's layers that appeal both to kids and adults, right? I'm using just that as an example, but this one, there doesn't really seem to be a balance between the two. And I think for it being something that you want to bring people back on board with, you kind of have to do that.
Look, Star Wars Theory enjoys it, so we're going to have to deal with it. It must be good Star Wars if Theory agrees with it.
Or he has a mentality of a child.
Yeah, there you go.
One of the two.
You got hit one too many times in the head, and now
I guess if they're like I kept saying, I am curious about stuff. If that was their point, we want intrigue, we want you to be curious. Okay, they've done their job in that part, but a lot of the times, like I'm sitting there playing games on my phone while the episode's going, waiting to get to the part that's relevant. And let me change that. Waiting to get to the part that's relevant to me. And that is the story of the hidden planet at this point. So I'm sitting there, I'm playing, and they start talking about something with the planet. Like, let me pause real quick and look up. Okay, we moved past that now. I'm back to my game. It's like the rest of it is like, I don't give a shit at all.
Life's a journey, Lou, not a destination. All the steps.
Well, the journey. I want my dad to turn the car around.
Man, right. This is one of those where I would have really appreciated it to be all dropped at once. This needs to be a Netflix show.
But that's a you impatient thing.
Partly, because I'm okay. Like I was okay weekly with Andor, so
but that's more geared towards adults.
I'm always impatient. That's just standard. It's just a matter of I can tolerate it. I can tolerate the slow burn if there's, I don't know, good episodes, like what is it, the sum of the parts type of thing. It's like I need the parts to be good.
So did you ever think Andor wasn't going to get out of jail?
No, I knew he was going to wait. Considering we know the story, of course we knew he was going to get out.
So why put him in danger?
To see how
we can watch it.
So it works for Andor, but not these little kids.
So
exactly, because the kids have no role. The kids have no purpose. We knew Andor had a purpose. We knew where he's going to. So we need to see his growth of where he's going, how he got recruited. We're doing that. This story with these kids, the kids are absolutely irrelevant. That's my point. these kids are irrelevant to. Do they help move
They
the story?
started
Absolutely.
the story. Yeah,
They
that's
absolutely
the
do that. But okay, let me change it. They're irrelevant in the sense that there's no care for them. We cared about Andor. And in the course of the show, we cared about the whatever his name was that helped him get out of prison. Circus's character. Yeah.
We cared about Gollum.
These kids, nobody gives a shit about these kids. And are they going to get home? Who gives a fuck? Question is, why is their planet hidden? That's the real question. That's the real mystery. Not, how do these kids get home? Will they make it home? No, who gives a fuck? Or, this kid, he showed he was a hero. And this girl really isn't as tough as she thinks she is. We all knew that. We all knew she wasn't as tough as she played off. I mean, hello, that's not news. And also, don't care. Get to the point why this planet is hidden.
But I think that you could have the difference. I think with Andor is that the side characters that they brought in and the way that they introduced them made you care about them in a way that when they had to sacrifice something at the end.
I don't know any of their names.
Nah, it's 3 years ago. I don't know any of their names.
Yeah.
Shit.
But my point is that at the time they had side characters that you cared about, and so when something bad happened to them, like if the girl that Neil with nice hair was hitting on, if she would have joined them and something happened to her, cool. Now, you, like Lou was saying, you're building consequences, right? Is she imperative to the main story? No, but she's also helping further the development of the big story, right? What happens if maybe Neil's the one that throws the rocks at Smee? Smee goes crazy. She jumps in front and maybe makes a sacrifice, right? She takes a laser blast or something like that, sacrificing herself for him because she knows that he's not a warrior, right? And she obviously has become fond of him over that 10-minute piece. But then something bad happens to her, and now Neil has to grow up and put his big boy pants on. But I'm saying, so there's things I think you can do to take the characters that you have in the world and improve the story to where that contained story you care about. If it's just the 5 of them and the droid, and then that's it, and you have people, the girl isn't going to come back into the episode, going to be any part of the series anymore. They already resolved that, right? They're going to walk back to the ship afterwards and be like, well, what are we going to do now? And then whatever they have constructed to do that. But I feel like when you have characters like the girl from the tribe, use that to make us care about what's happening in the show. And if she needs to die or get severely injured or whatever to make us care about the rest of the kids and raise the level of danger, then do that. Make her a red shirt. That's fine. Because then at least you go, shit, these kids can die, right?
More importantly, what people are failing to understand or realize or question is Jude Law comes back, gives them the Eopies, and all he wants is them children. And them adults at the camp aren't questioning this man who wants 4 kids. It's like, what is going on here? They're like, okay, you want these children? Have at it. We're not going to question why you want these children, but
because
you can have these children.
Because they treat their children like adults, so they're probably already doing that shit.
But again, you could have had the girl go, I'm going to go with them, and then her dad go, no, we need you here. You're going to take over for me. I'm old, whatever. No, I'm going to go with them and make sure that they're okay, right? Now you have somebody that you can do things with, somebody that you can put into danger that isn't affecting your main cast, right? You can have somebody potentially who could die, because now then the kids in Jude Law would then have to go back to the tribe and talk to the father, and maybe there could be a piece that comes from that as well.
And then stall the story more to make Lou even more mad. But now the story is not going forward.
Not if the story had relevance.
Right.
Now we're talking. Now the consequences. There's relevance to these characters.
No, there's not. They're just going to get on the ship and leave the planet. Like, sorry, we killed your daughter, but we're out.
What would have been cool? What would have been cool if they were to stay on this planet and do 4 episodes on this planet and resolve everything from this planet to get back, and then you start bringing in the stuff Duke's talking about with these characters and the girl and the relationships. Okay, great. But I just don't expect that to happen. I expect them to hop to the next thing. It's like, okay.
Yeah, we only give them 8 episodes, so.
Right. You could have spent 3 or 4 on this one and then resolve. You didn't have to resolve. You don't have to, Planet of the Week. We don't have to have Planet or Pit Stop or Pirate Stop of the Week. We don't have,
That's
but
what
it looks
Mando
like
does.
that's what's going to happen. Yeah, but Mando was a better show. Mando, with character development, you cared about what's happened to Mando, and everybody cared about, even non-Star Wars fans cared about what happened to Grogu. So there was something there. Like, again, with this, I don't know how anybody could care about these kids. And
Unless
if
you had kids.
No, even then, with the way the story is going, does anybody care about these kids?
Just Neil.
Yep.
Yeah, but
That's
he's
all we
got
care
good
about.
hair, so come on now. You got that kind of gel going. I mean,
Yeah.
Although his gel failed him, you could see the little
it did.
flapping in the air. It failed him this episode.
Hey, my hair gets all wild when I get stressed out too. Okay.
It happens. But I just like to care about the characters, and I just absolutely do not care about these characters. Is it just how they were written, how the story's written? I'm not sure which it is. I'm not sure if it's because how the story is going or how the characters are. I'm not sure which it is, but for whatever reason, I just don't care
the
about
story. The story is what you care about, is the planet.
Yeah,
the kids are just moving it forward with the planet. We wouldn't care about Atten if they didn't escape, if they weren't trying to get back. So I don't think the kids are the story. The story is everything else. They're just
right. But if that's the case, then all we care about are the points to the planet. So when stuff like happened last episode with the kids, I'm just sitting there like, great, get to the part where they're going to go to the library and learn what they need to learn, because the kids aren't the story, like you said.
But there's also Hero's Journey, where the same thing happened to Luke. If you read that old shit, what did he base that? George Lucas based it on something. Some old Chinese writing or whatever.
Man of a Thousand Faces?
No. It's a hero's journey where he leaves his planet, he changes, comes back to his planet a changed man, and does stuff.
Like every Western that you watch.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
but again,
I feel like leave, they're going to change, they're going to come back, and they're going to liberate their planet from the First Order while they're cloning Snoke and the Emperor.
And then somehow Palpatine.
Exactly. Problem solved.
That's my fear, is that all they're doing right now is, and I've seen a couple headlines for articles talking about it, like, how is Skeleton Crew going to link Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker, right? Like,
I expected to as well.
And that's my concern, is that going back to your point, Jack, you were talking about it being the journey. Sure. But if you've already determined the destination and you're now fitting the story to meet your destination, right? This isn't part of the journey. This is us just getting to the like, they're doing the minimum amount of work needed to get us to the destination, which is going to explain the cloning and the huge fleet of ships that Palpatine has and all that kind of stuff in Skywalker. If that's the end of the season, if that's the end of this series, that to me will be very disappointing, because it means that they started at the end and had to work their way back to point A, as opposed to telling an organic story. That, does that make sense?
Well, yeah, but Mandalorian's been doing that since the beginning, and Andor did it to a small degree, but mostly Mandalorian. Episode 9 didn't go over too well. Let's have this show fill in some gaps and see if we can do better with it. I mean,
they did that with Book of Boba Fett, like 100%.
That too.
But I don't think Mandalorian started out that way, because I don't think Mandalorian was. I don't think
they brought in that cloner dude like episode 2.
Right. I was like, that was right off the bat.
But I think it was to tell the story, like the story that they were going to tell. Number one, they had more time to tell it. And so when you have Gideon and you have all of that piece of it, right? The dark
saber,
whatever. No, the dark saber, but then
the Shadow Council.
Yeah, the Shadow Council. Like, you have all of that to set up your destination. But that doesn't mean that everything that you're doing with Mandalorian was to get to that destination, is my point.
But it was.
But that wasn't the point of every episode, right? Like, that's the end goal, right? But when you're telling the story, they had sidetracks. Mandalorian has his own self-contained story, right? That Gideon and all of them happen to just be, he happens to get involved in that situation. It wasn't the point of episode 1. They're like, oh, guess what? this is, you could tell with this story that, like I said, that's my concern, is that when we get to episode 8, that will just be the end. And then you'll be like, well, what was the point of the other 7 episodes? Like Lou was saying, right? Like why are we following these kids? What's the consequence of these kids at the end? Like what's their character arc going to be? What from episode 1 to episode 8, what changed with them? And so far we haven't seen any of that. They haven't, there hasn't been like besides Fern going like, I'm not a captain, I don't know what I'm doing, and Neil going,
which we all knew.
Right, and then Neil going, when Neil did the little scoot over with the girl when he was like, hey, what's up?
That's pretty funny.
Check out the hair,
Oh, is that my trunk in the popcorn bucket? My bad.
My second trunk. So I think that's the difference, is that both Mandalorian, even Andor, I think while you knew what the destination was, I don't think never felt like they were making that the point of the show. Does that make, like with Andor?
Well, it wasn't obvious anyway. It was the point of the show,
like,
but they didn't make it obvious at all.
And you can go back and look at it and say, "Oh, okay." Like we could, yeah. But my point is that Andor still felt organic. Andor still felt like a story of a person going from point A to point B, right?
I was thinking more Mando, but yeah.
But even Mando, to one degree or another, with the Planet of the Week and that type of stuff, right? That, at the end of the day, like the story, Gideon and everything, you could have had him be a nebulous, just outsider Imperial dude wanting Grogu's stem cells or whatever. But you don't necessarily have to tie him to the Shadow Council, tying him to Snoke, blah, 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 right?
You didn't have to, but they did.
But you could have cut that off and made Gideon his own character, and it wouldn't have changed anything. Because Gideon still wanted the power for himself, regardless of what the Dark Council and everybody else was saying, right? To me, that's the difference, right?
I see what you're saying, but they couldn't do that because we know the future. Like, you can't have Gideon just out there. There have to be a reason and all that for him. So I see what you're saying. And if we didn't have the sequel trilogy, then I would 100% back you. I was like, yeah, they could do that. But because we know how it played out, they can't just have this random person. Like, they basically have to explain it. Like when all said and done, they have to explain Grogu. Right. How he's not in the mix. Ahsoka did a good job of explaining why she's not in the mix in the future, because she's in a different freaking universe, or galaxy rather.
Yeah.
So they have to do these things, is because they wrote themselves into a corner with the sequel trilogy.
But I guess the difference, at least for me, between like a Mando and/or Skeleton Crew, is that I felt like those stories and those characters could stand on their own without needing.
Oh, yeah, I'll back you on that, for sure.
And so I don't feel like we've gotten there with the Skeleton Crew yet. We're still waiting to see how they're going to connect it to. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I totally get it. I totally get it.
And I think that to me is,
by episode 8, we'll have some answers. But
and I think that, Lou, to me, just from what you're saying, that to me is my biggest concern, is that, like you said, you don't care about any of the characters because they haven't established any stakes for those characters in the grand story. Right. So if any of them were to die, you'd be like, womp womp, sorry. Like, because again, there's still no consequences. There's no stakes being built.
But really what we're saying is the only person that's done this well is Dave Filoni when he made Clone Wars to make the prequels better. Dave should just write all of Star Wars.
I don't know. Wasn't he green lighting Acolyte? He was the head of whatever.
Book of Boba Fett.
And Book of Boba Fett. So I don't know
he
if
didn't
his track
write it,
record.
though.
Yeah,
He's just the producer.
But he approved it. Remember, he's the Kevin Feige of the Star Wars universe.
The de facto.
So if he's approving that crap, I don't know if we can trust him anymore either.
And again, don't get me wrong.
Especially with Mando season 3. After basically Mando season 3, the story of Bo-Katan. I mean,
yeah, that should have been its own thing.
You shut your whore mouth about Bo-Katan.
But Bo-Katan could have been her own. They could have made a Bo-Katan series. And
I would have been more curious about her being by herself on her little planet and throne. That to me would have been fascinating. It's like when you guys get around to watching Kraven. Kraven's brother is more fascinating to me than Kraven is. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. But it was like, okay, I want more of his story.
But, I mean, you could have easily, after season 2 of Mando, spun off and had a Bo-Katan that maybe intersected with Mando in certain spots. But
sure.
But having it be
like having like 2 episodes just focus on Mando.
Yeah, I haven't seen that before, so that would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
and that way when other people jump back in, they won't know what.
Guys, it worked once. But
Best episodes of that show.
I feel like that was a missed opportunity because I think they could have given Bo-Katan her own series, made that series strong while also keeping Mandalorian strong without undercutting both of them by forcing them to be together through the journey. You know?
Yeah, I agree. I would have been fine with that. It was just the moment they started going away from Mando and all that, it was like, God, here we go. And, I don't even think I would put this in the put a chick in it and make it gay category. I wouldn't even put it in that. It's just I think they just didn't have enough episodes to do Bo by herself, or didn't want to, and to have Mando, because we're gonna do 4 episodes of Mando season 3 and then a 4-episode series of Bo-Katan. So they're like, fuck it, we'll put it all together, and it just was not.
Well, because as soon as you make a female lead-led Star Wars show, everybody shits on it.
Wait, are we calling Fern the lead of
as long as it's bad? Then I mean, I don't know. Leia was a lead.
She was a co-lead.
Yeah, so co-leads are fine.
If it was just a Bo-Katan show, people would have shit on it.
I doubt it. If it would have tied in some loose ends from Clone Wars, like what happened to her nephew or son, whatever the hell the boy's name. I can't remember the boy's name in Clone Wars.
He had a stupid ass name too.
Yep. Either way, so stuff like that, and getting into some of that backstory, flashbacks with her and her sister would have been so cool. Some stuff like that I don't think people would have complained too much about that. Again, it's not about, nobody gives a shit about female leads.
It's too much of a deep cut though, because people are watching Mandalorian now. They did not go back and watch Clone Wars. They don't give a shit about her sister or her weird named nephew that might be Obi-Wan's son. They don't care. So they were like, who cares? Who cares about her sister? Nobody gives a rat's ass.
Yeah, they'd have to almost, unfortunately, kind of start over from scratch. Yeah, and they can't really do that.
So that's why if Dave
then you end up
bring back Bo, because he has to do it via Mando. That was the only way Bo could come back.
Yeah, probably. But then what they should have did then is still make it a Mando, bring in Bo slowly, not have her take over the way they did, and then do a spinoff after Mando season 3. Focus more on Mando still in that one, and then let her go do her thing. Especially since she's the way season 3 ended with her kind of taking over back on Mandalore. I was like, what the hell, man? I want to see that story now. What are they going to do? I mean, they thought it was this place where they couldn't live, and now they can. They're going to build back up this whole thing. I want to see that play out.
Which it can, because Mando left. He went back to...
Well, absolutely. Now they could do Bo-Katan season 1 with that story. Unfortunately, we had to go through Mando season 3 to get there, but fine. We suffered through that. Now let's pick up and write some good shit. Because Star Wars fans don't give a shit about your color, don't give a shit about your sex. You want to have female lead, male lead. Who gives a rat's ass? Star Wars fans care about good writing, and that's it.
Book of Boba Fett had a male lead, just saying.
And it sucked.
Yeah.
People hated it. So it's not that. It's just Acolyte, Obi-Wan, these shows that are just horrible. It's because the writing's horrible, not because who the lead is.
I think the biggest problem with Book of Boba Fett was the structure. I mean, the writing and the writing consequently because of the structure. By shoehorning in these flashbacks instead of just giving me a flashback to build to that point. Right?
Yeah, because was he with the Tuskens for years? Was it a couple days? I don't know. I still don't know.
I still don't know to this day.
And I feel like you could have had the flashback sequence all in one block, and then had the scene with him being introduced into Mando, and then the next episode is him leaving Mando, right? Then you're giving the story without having to do this choppy, like, okay, is Mando, where are we at with, okay, does she have the metal guts yet? Is she this? Is he doing this? Like, what's going on here? Like,
how do we not just get a simple 3 years later, 4 years later? How do we just not get something simple
artistic
like that
types.
In this show?
People are way too artistic these days.
But my point is, I think if they would have told it as a straight narrative, as opposed to this jumping timelines, it would have been a much better show.
Mm-hmm. I said
there's
that
definitely
way back,
a way to do a fast.
I said that back when they were doing the sequels. I'm like, oh yeah, it's going to be a flashback, and I'm like, Star Wars doesn't do flashbacks, and there's a reason why. The shit just does not work.
Not with them.
No.
You're right. It just does not work with them.
Even when Clone Wars did it, and they showed all those episodes out of order, we have to watch Clone Wars in a certain order, so it's in the correct order. That shit still confused me. I'm like, didn't this already happen? I had to make sure I was watching the right season because I'm like,
same thing happened to me.
We moved past this, didn't we?
I was like, wait a minute. They already got out of Cad Bane's little trap in the Senate.
Yeah.
We're going back to resolve that. What? It's so funny. Once that happened, I still have the bookmark of the page that has them in the right order. So when I want to go back and rewatch, I can watch them in the proper order. Because
the movie's not even the first part.
I know, right?
The movie that came out first. There's stuff that happens before that.
So stupid.
Real quick, the only counter to the argument that I think, as far as or it just confirms the Skeleton Crew conversation, is Resistance, right? Resistance had like the worst main character, but I still enjoyed the show. I hated the character, but everything else around it, all of the supporting characters and all of the stuff that happened in the show, again, even though I knew what the end was going to be, I felt like it was still a good show, and that's why I continue. I wasn't hate watching that show. It was somebody where that character just was not written very well, but everything else with the story, I felt like was good. Right? They had enough support. Though. Right? They had enough.
He did. Yeah.
But I stopped watching it because I hated him so much.
Yeah. But they had enough supporting characters and enough of those characters that had developed, like they had developed their own character arcs, that they could carry episodes on their own, even with him undermining it, I felt like. And that's why I was able to.
Are there ballerinas on your shirt?
It's a girl surfing.
Okay. I saw the arms of this.
Lift your titty up more.
Right? I saw this and it was like, sorry, I just lost focus.
She's drinking.
Oh, okay. All right.
Jack said, where's something festive?
That's fair. So that show got better then? Or what?
It was less annoying.
I think
it's like watching Ahsoka and Ezra, and you're like, oh my fucking god.
But I think
it gets better.
What they did was that they stopped making him the focus of everything. He always had other characters with him. And I think that was the beginning of the series. He was doing stuff on his own. Once they realized, oh, this character needs support, he never went and did stuff on his own. He always had...
He was always dragging someone
supporting, he was always dragging somebody around, or somebody was dragging him around. And those characters, I feel like all were written pretty well and overcame his shortcomings as a character.
So they know he was...
I'll agree with Jack on that one.
Did they know he was a spy?
Eventually, yes.
That went with him?
Yeah. And that's when it got better.
Every goddamn episode is like, I'm a spy, I gotta do... It's like, oh my god, okay. I think I watched 6, 7, 8 episodes. I was like, okay, I'm done. Can't do anything. And I never went back to rewatch it. I was
they did 2 seasons of that, right?
Yeah.
Season 2 is definitely better than season 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, once everybody figured out, once the people on the ship figured out he was the spy, and then having those characters have their own arcs in dealing with him being the spy, made the show a much better show, as opposed to them all living their lives and him being like, I'm a spy, I'm going to spy stuff, I'm James Bond. Once everybody knew and it wasn't focused on him doing stupid... Again, the kids running through the pirate bay going, Ad-Atten, guys, where's Ad-Atten? Can somebody take us to Ad-Atten? And all the pirates going, what? That whole scene when they were like, what planet are you from? And one of the kids goes, Ad-Atten. And then the other 3 are like, yeah, our planet's Ad-Atten. And I'm like, what are you fucking doing? Like, what's happening right now?
They don't know that their planet is special. It's just
when you're yelling it.
Planet, and they've never seen stars before.
Okay. But so I guess that's an example of a show that got better.
I mean, there's still 4 episodes left. This one could get better. Counting on it, but it could. I mean, I'm still going to watch it.
It's because I will make you watch it.
Basically. And I'll make myself watch it twice.
Jack will make you watch it once, and then you're like, okay, I'll go back and watch it again.
And if he doesn't watch it, I'm going to text his girlfriend, hey, make Lou watch this.
Right, for real.
Yeah.
I'll watch it Tuesday. The second time, I'll watch it before the next episode. And then that way I'm already going in liking the last episode I watched. So it's like, okay, I'm going to trick myself. I'm going to trick myself into enjoying this boring shit.
It's like when you smell steak, but you're eating tofu.
Right. It's like, okay. We're going to have this going. Bacon going on over here.
Either of you watch the first episode of What If?
Nope.
No, I forgot that shit was on, dude.
So did I.
Only reason I know is because the Plex popped up and said, hey, What If?
Was that today? Or was that yesterday?
Yeah, today.
It was today.
Yeah.
Okay. I did watch all of, like I was saying, I did watch all of Secret Level, all 15 episodes.
I didn't hear a lot of great stuff about it.
I'm going to tell you right now, of 15 episodes, there were probably 7 that were just badass. I'm just like, damn, this was good. So it's only
and
half,
that's you
right?
not even know most of the games, right? Because you're not
Correct.
a Tony guy.
I'm sitting here watching this, and I'm all like, I have no idea what this game is. The one that I did enjoy, because I did play it back in the day, but I played it on PC, was Unreal Tournament. That episode, probably my favorite. The Unreal Tournament episode was my favorite, and it was just, even the voice, they said that the voice for, Killing Spree and all that. It was like, oh my god, it threw me back to fucking 2000.
That's
that was one of the. It was so, you're right, exactly. It was so good. But a lot of those space sci-fi episodes that they had, I mean, I guess they're kind of all sci-fi, but the space episodes, man, then there was a philosophical episode, I think second to last episode. That one was really good. The philosophical episode. But you're right. I didn't know these games.
I read something that said it was funny because I think like 2 or 3 of the games have already like X Defiant. There's an episode revolving around X Defiant, and that game's been shuttered. You can't play it anymore. There was like 2 or 3 games like that where they had made episodes for Secret Level, but like you can't actually play the game.
That's why they're on the secret level, because you can't actually.
Right, exactly. I'm sitting there. The first episode was, you know what? I tell you what I didn't like. They didn't conclude like some of the episodes. Like the very first episode was a Dungeons and Dragons episode. I was like, all right, this is cool, but I want to know what happens. I was like, what the hell? Where's the rest? So hopefully there's a season 2 and they go back and finish it. But I want to know how that played out. It was cool. Like I'm looking at the list right now. Dungeon Saifu. I had no idea what that was. But
if you don't know what it was, it's probably a Sony.
But I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
The New World, Unreal Tournament, that was good. Warhammer was really good. Holy crap, I forgot about Warhammer. That episode really.
New World's the Amazon.
Okay. Yeah, don't know that one. Pac-Man was okay. Crossfire, I enjoyed. I can't remember Armored Core, but that was good too. Outer World was pretty funny. Kind of stupid, but Mega Man was only like 6 minutes, but whatever.
That's all they can license them before.
Exodus, yeah, I didn't know Exodus. Spelunky, I was like, man, whatever. Concord, Honor of Kings, that's the one that was badass. Second to last episode.
Concord's been canceled. Exodus, the game is mentioned in the context of Secret Level episode Odyssey. However, there is no release date announced for the game, making it currently unplayable. And then Shadow Labyrinth, this game is scheduled for release in 2025 and is related to the Pac-Man episode. So there's 3 games. There's 3 games that are revolving around the show that you can't even play.
The Pac-Man episode, it was, I don't know, it was okay. That's one that I'd like to see play out. That's like, and you'll see what I mean when you watch it. It's just like, ooh, I want to know where they're going with this. So that was kind of cool. But overall, though, for a quick watch, 15 episodes, less than 3 hours or whatever the hell it was, I binged it all, and I enjoyed it. It was like, all right, this is pretty happening. I think Friday night. I think I binged it all Friday night. I forgot it was out. I was just going through to see what new stuff was out on all the streaming devices, and that popped up. And I just stopped right there and started watching it. I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just watch this.
Nice.
So, super cool. I think you guys will like it. I mean, overall, there's going to be something like, oh my God, this was a waste of my time. But luckily, it's a waste of my time, but it was like 11 minutes. Like, okay, move on to the next one.
So it's kind of like Visions, where some of them really speak to you, but then other ones you're kind of like...
That's a great example.
But the ones that you like are really, you really like.
Yeah, the ones you like, you really like. Yeah. So
I think you buy the Roosevelt for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
I'm upset that they didn't have the Chewy hoodie with a zipper, because I don't like.
Oh, I know.
Yeah,
I don't like the pullover hoodies. I don't like them. I just with the beard and the hair and the the whole nine. Like if I had the zipper that I could put it on like a jacket, I would have 100%. So I wasn't too broken up.
They'll hook you up.
There you go. I wasn't too broken up when I saw that it was already sold out. So,
Oh, did it sell out?
Yeah.
Oh,
like a
wow.
few of those things sold out like right away. Like I
Yeah, I
checked
had
it that
no
afternoon
interest.
and it was like gone.
If it's like, oh, pull over, nope. I won't even consider it.
Yeah.
Even the Vader ones, I would not. Like, if there's a cool looking Vader one, I'm like, yeah, no. I'm never going to wear it. So you give me a zip up like that. Or if it's a sweatshirt, like the one Duke got me a couple of months back, that one I've worn a few times, especially out here in the cold. That's different. But the way the Roosevelt is, no. I want no part.
Because they're like the athletic, like slim fit.
Yeah, I think they're like dry fit, kind of. I don't know. I haven't gotten any of them yet. None of them were like, yes, I gotta have that.
I'll pass. Yeah, I'll pass. Dude, those people. I'm kind of laughing at those folks who bought those Black Pearl boxes.
Right?
I'm sitting there I'm glad I did not waste my $350 on that.
Yeah, some of them got hosed.
Man.
Yeah,
you got hosed on your shit. I want no part of that.
Lou, did you get the reversible jacket?
Which one?
The Vader
Join
one.
the Dark Side one?
No.
It's a zip up.
I don't even know if I saw that one. You got a screenshot of that?
Oh, yeah. I'll put the link in the chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or share screen.
It looked kind of cool.
I don't remember that one. Was it new?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It got released with the.
You know what? I think I only saw the Chewy. Didn't realize there were more, and I just didn't even look when it came out. I was like, nope, that's just the Chewy.
It's in chat.
Yeah, it's like the Thrawn one they did.
The Thrawn one.
The Boba Fett flannel isn't too bad.
That's not a bad jacket.
Oh, it's the performance.
I don't know that I would have bought it, but even if it was if it was still in stock right now, I don't know that I would have bought it. I like it though. I mean, it's kind of weird. The Vader, I don't like the angle that Vader's at. I like it when it's black. The black version, that looks cool. Join the dark side, fulfill your destiny. I like that look, but it is just the angle of Vader that I.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
That whole Vader coming from that angle just looks weird to me. But I'd almost have that thing on the black side permanently because that looks cool. Well, it's Roosevelt, so I'll redo them. Seems to be the thing. Just wait 6 months, and then if I have one of those discount coupons, then I'll do it
eventually. Or when Jack gives you one.
I have three. Oh, nice. I was able to take some pictures. I think it was when we were at the football game. Me and old girl had Roosevelts on, so I took the pictures of us in them so I could get 2 right there. Then I did 1 before that, so I currently have 3 coupon codes.
Yeah, boy.
So just wait.
Vicious cycle.
I never listed my Comic-Con stuff, so I still got to do that on eBay.
Damn, dude.
But I'm sure
I will. No, I guess I'm lazy too. I'm looking over here. I'm like, I still got a bunch of shit to post.
Right.
I'll get to it when I get to it.
Well, since we're pretty deep into the episode.
I'm looking at the clock. 11:24 for me.
I was just going to say, what are you guys doing for Christmas? Like, what are your guys' plans?
Working.
You working all through Christmas?
Yeah, my regular shift. Christmas Eve and Christmas Day.
Do you get anything extra for those?
Shit.
Time and a half? Double time?
No. So we can take time or money for our holidays. So I just take time. So they'll put 10 hours of my vacation bank both days.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
I'm not the asshole at work running out of vacation time.
Mm-hmm. Ever.
And so do you just fit in the family stuff around work?
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get up early on Christmas to do presents and shit. I told them it would just be like a school day.
Let's see, you don't go, because you go in you leave at the house at 8.
No, not on a regular day, not till like 10.
Oh, well,
swing shift, right? Because then you done at 9, 8:30, something like that.
Yeah, I work 11 to 9, so.
You do anything?
Is it just Mondays that you do that 9 o'clock?
Monday and Thursday.
Do anything with your mom?
No, her birthday's New Year's Eve, so we'll probably take her out to lunch or something. Probably be afterwards, honestly.
Like the weekend after?
Yeah, not really. Our guest room's not set up all the way to keep people in the house. I don't think I want her in the casita.
Yeah.
What about you? You got plans?
No plans.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same boat. Girl will be here with me Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, but we don't we'll probably go watch movies, honestly. Like I told you, Christmas Eve we're watching that Bob Dylan movie. We'll probably watch something. I'm not sure. Nosferatu on Christmas Day, and then we'll do. We were discussing that earlier today and yesterday. What to do for dinner? Christmas Eve, we're going to go to a restaurant called Black Eyed Pea, basically like a cafe style. but apparently that's like a tradition that she has if she was with her dad or something like that. So I'll do it out here with her to have pot roast. It's a thing that she does. I'm like, all right, I'm down. And then Wednesday, Christmas Day, we'll do like a rib roast or some kind of steak, and then like mashed potatoes or scalloped potatoes, or what does she call it? Au gratin, I think is what she called it. Yeah, and then we'll do a veggie.
Bomb. They are bomb.
Okay, I'll say we'll do that on Christmas Day, and then like I said, we'll watch Nosferatu afterwards. Mm-hmm. But that's about it. Then I'm back to work.
Popcorn bucket with the Chase Pop in it.
What?
You haven't seen that? Oh, you've been sleeping all weekend. So
what are you talking about?
One of the theaters is selling a Nosferatu coffin popcorn bucket, and it has a Chase Nosferatu pop in it.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, that's cool. Wait. All of them have the Chase, or
I'm not 100% sure. I haven't looked into it a lot because I think it's a Regal thing anyway. So,
well then, let me know, because I have a ton of Regals up here I can go check out.
I only have one near me, really. That's in Longmont.
I think I have 3.
Oh yeah, that's cool though.
So, right? But if that's something you guys would be interested in, let me know.
All right, right on. And the Nosferatu on Christmas Day will be my platinum movie. That'll be the one that gets me the platinum.
Yeah.
So.
Nice. Merry Christmas to Lou. Platinum.
Great.
I have a couple friends who don't do, like, their families are other side of the country. So they go to this place called My Father's Place, which is one of those, like, it's like downtown, and it's one of those places that's been there for like 60 years. And the floor is just, you walk in and it's like this, like, it's one of those dingy, dirty local bar type of places, but they have really, really good food. And so I might join them for Christmas Day. Go get myself a chicken fried steak. They were like, well, maybe we'll find something to do on Christmas Eve. And I'm like, strip club? Because all the strip clubs will be open on Christmas Eve.
Are they really? Is that a thing?
I mean, Christmas Eve is always so weird because there are places that like are open regular hours. There are places that close early. There are places that are open later. There are places that, and the Christmas Day, it's like, places open up late, but then they still open, and some places stay closed. Like, that was always a frustrating thing for me when I worked Christmas, was figuring out, like, if I worked Christmas Day, figuring out which fast food places were open and or closed. And a lot of them that are like franchises, it would depend on the franchise owner on if they were open. So you'd drive down the street and you'd see like 3 Del Tacos owned by the same place. All 3 of them would be closed. You get to the 4th one, and the 4th one's open, because it's owned by somebody else.
Just go to a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, there you go.
They're always open.
Get a teriyaki bowl, call it good.
Yeah, that's like, I know that's a lot of traditions for people. They'll do Chinese on Christmas Day.
Well, that's because of Christmas Story.
Because of Christmas Story.
Oh, is that what that's from?
Yeah,
I don't even know. I just know a lot of people.
After the dogs run out with the turkey, and they have to try to figure out what they're going to eat. The only place that's open serving food is the Chinese food restaurant in town. So,
been too long since I've seen that movie. That, and I've never seen. What's the one where the guy is like he's going to commit suicide or something?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah, that one. I haven't seen that one either. I want to though.
Die Hard.
I read kind of a synopsis on it, and I was like, this movie seems kind of cool. I think
it's pretty good. We watched it. I think it was Rona. We were watching a bunch of movies during Rona because you couldn't do nothing else. So we would just watch a ton of movies and just catch up and show the girls shit.
White
Could
Christmas
also be Die Hard.
That's just like a staple. It doesn't need to be Christmas, but that is a staple. That's a great Christmas. You know what I haven't seen all year? The holiday cartoons. I haven't seen Charlie Brown on TV.
Right, we talked about this shit already. It's on Apple. That's the only place.
Yeah,
you can watch it.
I know for streaming, but I thought they don't do broadcast.
No, Apple bought that.
Only
shit.
Apple.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they still sold it out to ABC or something. Shit.
I saw Rudolph. I saw Rudolph at work. I haven't seen Frosty or the Grinch.
Remember what channel it was on?
I don't remember.
That's wild. All these people after.
I got all that shit on my Voodoo anyway. So
F you, Apple. I ain't paying $10 a movie. No.
You get them on sale. They put them in a bundle, dude.
I'll wait every year, and no, the bundle is still expensive too.
No,
I looked. I was at Walmart yesterday or the day before.
Not on Voodoo.
Whenever
digital.
Lou, I'll send you a link. You'll be taken care of. I'll take care of you.
All right, sounds good. I'm too cheap.
You know what?
Shit. Exactly. Raider style. We'll watch
$8 a month for you. Cut you good deal. $8 a month.
Man, I'm about to I'll just wait every year and get my 30-day Apple Plus subscription.
There you go.
Time to buy a new phone.
Right?
Jack,
exactly.
Quick thoughts on Indy?
I only played the beginning. And so far. I like it. It's very pretty.
It definitely looks good.
The voice actor, superb.
He's the guy that did the voice for Last of Us.
Yeah, he nailed it, dude. You cannot even tell it's not Harrison.
Yeah.
But it was kind of cool because you play through the opening of Raiders right up until the boulder comes. So it was kind of cool just to seeing that like remade and like playing it. It was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Did you see Harrison Ford on the Video Game Awards?
Yeah. I ended up watching that.
I enjoyed
that. If I knew this guy was going to be so good, I would have done it myself.
No. See, that'll be a game that I'll get when it's on sale to just sit in the queue and not get played ever.
Well, all you have to do is get Game Pass, and it'll be there for free forever. Days. Just sitting there teasing you.
Yeah, Game Pass ain't free.
Well, included with your Game Pass, sir.
Yeah, just pay for Game Pass for 1 month. It's $10.
I don't even pay for Xbox Live anymore.
Even when they moved you away from your
I don't play any games.
When they moved you off of your avatar.
Wait, my avatar's different? I'm looking at
they were Xbox moving. Right now. I thought I read something that said Xbox was taking away
the avatars. Yeah,
they got rid of the avatars.
They are.
What the hell for? Our little character dudes?
Yeah.
Oh no, I still got my little guy so far. He's up there.
But I think they closed the store or something. Like you can't. You can't.
My guy's wearing that's fine. My guy's wearing a Magic the Gathering shirt with flyers. Why would they get rid of him? What's the point of that?
They didn't use them.
Yeah, people just don't use them anymore.
I mean, it was just there to be a picture. Who cares? I mean, if you don't use them.
But I think it's also, I've read a bunch of stuff talking about like Xbox, like while they're working on like the next Xbox, it's not their focus. Like they're moving to making Xbox ubiquitous across like all platforms, right? Being able to play it on your TV, through your TV, being able to play it on your phone, on your Steam Deck, on all these different applications, as opposed to, oh, you have an Xbox and it's a thing, right?
That sounds complicated.
Well, I mean, in a way, it's kind of simplifying it because that means that no matter what you have, you could still... Because, I mean, they've been third place in the console wars for decades now, behind Nintendo and Sony. And I think they're finally realizing, like, hey, our software, our video games are our strength. So...
No, they want to impress me. They need to put where I can watch the football game up in the corner and half my TV and play my Xbox puzzle games on the other half of my TV and not have to play Xbox on my TV and stream the football game on my laptop. They want to impress me. Back in the day where you could do picture-in-picture and split, I used to have a TV that had the two tuners and the split screen. Go back to that shit. You want to impress me? Do that. I'm looking at it now because I'm all like, I should be able to have, like, when I'm watching, Red Zone or the Monday Night Football. Monday Night Football is boring. It's a boring game. I know. I'll split the screen and play my video games on the other half of the screen. Why is that not a thing? That just boggles the mind. And why do they get rid of split screen? What the hell is the point of that?
Because
picture. Why is that gone?
Because they went
stream stuff on their laptop.
They went 0.0001% of the people are using it. His name is Lewis.
Man, it's not my fault. Everybody else is wrong. All right, I gotta go. It's 11:35. I gotta get up in freaking 6 hours.
Gross. Same.
I know.
Yeah.
Bleh.
Don't like it.
All right, fellas. Well,
have yourselves a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
Happy Kwanzaa, y'all. Happy Hanukkah.